Trading is sometimes boring, but if you can't stay bored and you can't be disciplined and you can't be patient, then maybe trading is not for you. Hey guys, it's Will. Welcome to the channel. I'm a part-time day trader trying to become a full-time. Today is a new week and a lot of my weeks are like this. A lot of my trading days is like this. I don't take any trades. I literally show up to the market, show up to my desk, my computer, and I don't take any trades. But a lot of traders, they feel like they need to be active. They need to be doing something every single fucking day. And that leads to just losses, taking a lot of trades that they don't really need to take because it's not an A+ setup. They take a lot of B+ setups. They think something is good and they take it. Don't get me wrong, I've done it in the past. I did a lot of the same shit that I'm talking to you right now, but it's the facts. I traded a lot. I take trades every day and I lose. A lot of really good traders can make it work, but it depends on their strategy and also it depends on time, their experience. They have so much experience that they can trade every day and that they have the strategy that makes them trade every day. But it doesn't mean that they're always taking A+ setups. Imagine they take less setups but always focus on A+ setups, and then maybe they could even win more. There's traders that talk about exponential sizing, which means that they take or they have A+ setups, they have B+ setups, and they have C+ setups. And each grade, they risk more or they risk less. Let's say they take a C+ setup. They know that it does not work as well, so they take less size. It's still a setup, so they take it, but knowing that it may not be the best, that's why they risk less. But once it gets to the A+ setup, then they risk a lot more because they're very confident in the trade. So why not just take away the B and C setups and just only focus on A+ setups, and you can do a lot better. Because I used to take a lot of subs too. I used to take a lot of B+ setups. I used to take a lot of C+ setups because I see something in the chart. When I see something in the chart, my eyes just get, it starts opening. I'm very interested in it because I see something. Because when something is there, I want to take something because I feel like I want to be active and trading. Because if I'm not doing anything, I feel like I'm wasting my time and wasting my, trading day. And since I'm not that experienced, all these setups I'm taking are just trash setups because I'm not that experienced yet to be able to read these setups. So might as well take these A+ setups and only focus on A+ setups so that every time when I trade and I take a setup, it has the most probability to win. I want to jump into charts now and show you guys what I saw today and what my game plan was today, what I wanted to do, my thesis, and just show you guys my thought process and, show you guys the boring parts of trading, because every trader needs to do this. They need to, chart their analysis, they need to chart levels, they need to have a game plan every single day and then just execute on it. Although I didn't take a trade, it's normal. I didn't see my setup, so I'm not going to take anything. I'm just going to watch the markets and just let it be, And if you're not super confident in the trade, if you're not super confident in the setup, that means it's not A+. And what you did was that you just didn't take the trade. Imagine it did work out, you might beat up yourself, because I've done that a lot of times, but at least you can learn from it. You might be like, okay, now I can trust it. Now I know that it can happen and that I can do it next time. But why take a trade if you're not confident in the trade? Because it might just lose. All you did was take no trades. You didn't lose anything. So that's still a W. And also now you learned. But imagine it did actually lose. Imagine the trade actually didn't even work out, even though you didn't take a trade. But now you know that it doesn't work out and that you're happy that you didn't take the trade. So now you're still learning, but you just didn't take a trade. It's a boring day, but you'll still learn something from the boring day. Right now, we are looking at the 2-minute chart. I am gonna go zoom out to the bigger time frames. Now we're looking at the NASDAQ. This is the micro NASDAQ. It's the same as the regular NASDAQ, but I trade on the micros. And this is the 1-hour chart, like I said. My main focus is looking at the previous days, which is this dark area right here. I look mainly on the previous day. I also look, on the past couple of days as well, because I want to see that if there's any other reactions or areas where the level might be, if there's a support level, resistance level, supply demand, if it's close to these levels that I want. So every day I mark out the previous day's highs, which is this green dashed lines. I mark the exact high and then I do the same to the previous day's lows. That's what I do every day. And I also do the pre-market low and the pre-market high, depending on if it makes sense. Then I also chart that out, or I just write it down like this. So going into today, I see that the previous day's highs is this area right here, and that if I do go further, it's also reacting on these areas right here. So that means I chart it right there because I know that if it does break, it can give me some continuation. And then I have the previous day's lows, but as you see right here, everything is just choppy right there. So it doesn't matter if it even breaks that area right there because it's pretty choppy right here. And I don't really know what I'm gonna do if it breaks this area right here because it's really choppy. So I'm gonna scratch that out. I have the level marked out, but I'm not really gonna do anything there. And then I have this pre-market low right here. I have this pre-market low because it's holding exactly right here, and also it rejected right there, it held right there. And if I do zoom out more, it has some reactions here. So it has multiple reactions on the level. And then what I do is that I go to the smaller time frames, go to 30 minutes. If I see anything clear, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and there's nothing that much that I can do because I already have the level marked up from the bigger time frames, and it's still reacting the same way in the smaller time frames. I like how there's this big move over here from data from the previous day, which was Friday. It went up like this, and this is basically could be the pullback into this level over here because it's holding on the pre-market. So my game plan today was that I wasn't interested in longing this area right here because I don't really like longing into these pullbacks because I want it to reclaim levels. I want to see levels break. My strategy is a break and retest. So I like to see levels break intraday and then I take the retest. It really depends though, but most of the times I like taking intraday break and retest. So since the level is already above the level, I'm not really interested in taking this level. And we're under the previous day highs right here. So I want to see a break and retest above this level so that it's showing some strength. It's showing that it's above key or previous day levels and that it has the strength to move higher. That was my first game plan today. My second game plan was a break of pre-market low. We have a straight up move and that it's just a slow volume move that just went straight up and that we have a pre-market low. So if it does break and give me a retest, I can see that there's a short potential and that will just give back all this move right here. But what I see in the bigger time frames is that there is a lot of lows in the market. You see how there's highs right here, highs, and there's also lows, highs, highs, lows. And then if I do like chart out a level right here, it's that this can be a potential level where it can hold up. So what if I did short this level right here? What if I did short this level and then it's not going to be the best risk to reward? Let's say I risk like 25 points or so, and then I wouldn't get a proper risk to reward. Like it's like too close to my zone that I just don't know if it's gonna work out. And that was my game plan. So maybe I was thinking that I can short that level, but since there's a lot of highs in the market, I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm gonna get the continuation I want to. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I don't really take these trades because it's still above the previous day's lows, right? It's just only breaking pre-market low. So might as well just have that thought in my head and not have that as my game plan. So even if it did work out, yeah, maybe I missed the move. Maybe it actually worked and I missed the move, but I learned something from it. And I'll be like, okay, next time if I see this, I can execute it. I can have the confidence to execute this trade because I know that it worked in the past. And I know that if I get the retest that I want, if I see the charts and I like the charts, then I can take the trade. And if it failed, I'll be like, okay, that's good I didn't take the trade. That's good I saved my money. That's good I didn't lose any trades today and that I learned from it. So next time if it does happen again, or if I see in the charts, I'm not going to take the trade because I know that it's not a high quality setup. That's my game plan for the Nasdaq. But when I look at the ES, it's the same thing on the ES, but it's a bit more clear. There's only this shelf level underneath here right here on the ES, but the previous day low is still pretty far down. I could short this level right here, and if I get a proper break and retest, but if I look to the left, the past couple weeks, we see that there's a lot of lows. There's a lot of lows on the ES right here. This low, this low, this low. And this is where it rejected, and it rejected right there in the morning. And also last week my level was this area right here. That's where I had my level. So I did take it out, but I'm just cautious that if I did short this area right here, it could just bounce off this high that I drew from last week, and then this could be the next long right there. Or I could have just maybe just draw that line, and if I see that break, I can take the trade. It's not really that clear to me, so I'm not even gonna try taking that trade. I can just see what happens, and if it does happen, then I'm like, okay, that's nice. I know that I can do it next time. I can just, study the charts and I can maybe take the trade next time if I see it. I'm just not going to try even shorting it today because this could be the next long. And I also have this previous day's highs on the market, which is the green dashed lines, and also the all-time highs on the ES right here. So if I do get a break and retest, then I can take a long. But you see how there's this previous day's highs and there's also the all-time highs right there. So it's so close that I just don't know which level it'll be if I get a break and retest. So today just seems really choppy to me, but that's why I always look at the ES, or that's why I also look at both of the charts. I look at both the charts and I try to make sure they both align and for me to be able to take the trade, because I just don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's gonna be this level or if it's gonna be this level over here that needs to break. And if it's under the NASDAQ, maybe I just don't take the trade at all because there's a supply zone, there's divergence in the market, so I'm not confident in taking the trade. That is a recap today. Today is August 25th, Monday, and they're taking the trades. It's a boring day. This video may be boring because I didn't take any trades, I didn't make any money. So nothing seems cool, nothing seems flashy because I didn't do anything. But this is part of trading. Every trader needs to go through this. Every trader needs to have a boring day. Every trader needs to just be patient and just wait for setups to happen. What I'm showing you guys today is my process. What I'm showing you guys is what I do on a daily basis. My process, my charting, just what a normal trader goes through, and every trader has to go through this. It's not the funnest, it's not the best content, it's not cool things that every trader wants to see. They want to see people making tons of money, they want to see like a big amount of money being won. And although that's really cool, I'm just showing you guys my journey. I'm showing you guys every step of the way and what I go through every single day. But for today, I'm just showing you guys what I did today and didn't take any trades, and it is what it is. And what I like to say is how you do one thing is how you do everything. Keep staying disciplined, keep staying consistent, and let's just get 1% better every day. And I'll see you in the next one.